You know, if you saw me 10 years ago, you'd have seen a man who constantly kept his hand in his pocket. Not for keys or for loose change. I was holding onto a stone. It started the day my world fell apart. My best friend, Mark, the guy I started a business with, the one who was like a brother, he betrayed me. I won't go into all the details, but it was about money, and it was about lies. The kind of lies that don't just break your trust, they break your spirit. After our final ugly argument, this heat just settled in my chest. It was a constant burning anger. I'd be driving, and I'd remember his face, and my hands would clench the steering wheel. I'd be trying to fall asleep, and the memory would jolt me awake. One day, I was in my backyard, just seething, and I saw this rough grey stone. I picked it up. It felt heavy, solid, and for some reason, holding it felt right. I put it in my pocket. From then on, I carried it everywhere. Every time I felt that surge of bitterness, I'd reach into my pocket and squeeze that stone until my knuckles were white. It was my proof, a physical reminder that I was the one who was wronged. I was the victim. But here is the truth no one tells you about pain. Carrying a reminder of it doesn't make the pain smaller. It makes you smaller. That stone was in my pocket during dinner with my wife, while I was only half listening to her talk about her day. It was there when I was playing with my kids, making me impatient and distant. I was so busy holding onto the weight of what Mark had done that I didn't have a free hand for the good things right in front of me. The turning point came in the quietest of moments. I wasn't in church. I wasn't even praying. I was just washing dishes, staring out the window, and this thought dropped into my heart. Clear as day, you are carrying a burden I never asked you to carry. It hit me so hard I almost dropped a plate. I was so busy defining myself by this hurt that I had forgotten who I was in Christ. I was a forgiven man who was refusing to forgive. So I drove out to the old river outside of town. I stood on the bank with that stone in my hand, and I had one last, desperate argument with God. But God, you don't understand. What he did was wrong. He doesn't deserve my forgiveness. And in the silence, the response wasn't an argument. It was a gentle, heartbreaking truth. I know. And you deserve judgment. But I gave you grace. Now, give me the stone. It wasn't about Mark deserving it. It was about me deserving peace. I drew my arm back, and with every ounce of strength I had, I threw that stone. I watched it arc through the air and disappear into the deep, flowing water with a final splash. And then, it was gone. I didn't hear angels singing. The sun didn't suddenly break through the clouds. But I felt a weight leave me that was so much heavier than that rock. A weight I'd gotten so used to. I'd forgotten what it felt like to stand up straight without it. I forgave Mark that day. Not because he asked for it. He never did. I forgave him because I needed to be free. Forgiveness, I learned, isn't about saying what happened was okay. It's about transferring the person who hurt you from your courtroom to God's. It is about letting go of your right to revenge, so you can finally receive your right to peace. My hand is empty now, and let me tell you, it feels so good. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more.